Military analysts believe that Syria, in fact, may have one of the largest stockpiles of chemical weapons in the world, and they're spread through production and storage facilities throughout the country there. This is the result, they say, of an aggressive development program that started in the 1980s and was assisted by the Russians and the Iranians. So if you look at these facilities throughout the country right there, this has been a cause for concern before as well. Not only that the Syrian government might use such weapons, but that they could also fall into the hands of terrorists. So what exactly are we talking about when we say we might be dealing with chemical weapons? First of all, there is mustard gas. This is one of the things they think they might have. This was commonly used in World War I. It is not a very fast-acting chemical agent, but it is extremely painful. It burns the skin, it burns the eyes, and it burns the lungs when it is inhaled. It can be fatal, but more often this disables an enemy combatant of some sort, and it can produce lifelong chronic problems like respiratory illness, cancer, and blindness. Beyond that, let's look at some of the other things that they believe they might have out there. Sarin gas, this attacks the nervous system. This is a nerve agent. That's a big deal because it happens very, very quickly, and it's overwhelming to the person who's hit. Immediately you can have nerve tremors, unable to control your muscles. Then you can have general convulsions. Then you can have unconsciousness and fatalities with relatively low doses of it. And beyond that, one of the really big concerns is that they may even have VX gas. VX gas is considered by many scientists to be one of the most dangerous chemicals on the planet. It was originally developed as a pesticide, and then it was weaponized. This can be applied in a liquid form, and even a tiny few drops of it on your skin can immediately be absorbed and produce the same effects of sarin, but even more so. And of course, if it's inhaled, it will absolutely be lethal. These are the big three right now, Kate, when you talk about Syria and their potential for chemical weapons.
And Tom, again, even though the Syrian government continues to say it would never use such weapons against its own people, there is very much a concern there. So how are these chemicals deployed in combat?
Well, the sad truth is the way they're deployed is actually quite easily. If they wanted to send a large amount over a long distance, they could certainly turn to things like their Scud missiles or other rockets and simply put them in a warhead and launch them that way. Beyond that, they could be dropped from airplanes, or they can actually be loaded into artillery shells and fired into areas. And here's an important thing to bear in mind. Some of these chemicals don't necessarily last a long time, but others do. So if they explode over an area, are carried by wind over an area, spread over an area as liquid, they in fact can poison the ground there for days or weeks, so that people long after that battle is over, simply walking by, can find themselves poisoned and feeling the effects. Kate?